and hi everyone. Today our group would like to talk about Zoom and Google Meet.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nursyahera Binti Adzahari. I will talk about the introductions of Google Meet. The purpose of this group project is to provide an exceptional information about this application, how it works and the benefits towards society. Google Meet, or known as Google Hangout Meet, is a video conferencing service from Google, formally invented in March 2017. Google Meet is free for everybody to create and join call. Google Meet is available on a web application, Android application and iOS application. Google Meet is one of a dominant applications that being used to implement online meeting, online distance learnings and even to do an event. The user use this Google Meet application to execute a virtual events. Henceforth, to access a Google Meet, a user can use a browser and to download the apps in Google Play Store and App Store. To sign up for Google Meet, it have an account for personal use, for business use and for Google Workshop. In essence, Google Meet must be used wisely by the user.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For the first comparison that I want to discuss is about the advantages while using the Google Meet while implementing the studies for the student. Okay, for the first advantages while using the Google Meet for the student studies is free version for Google user and flexible paid version. Google Meet is free for all Google user. The free version support up to 100 participants. Furthermore, the time limit for the free user is 60 minutes. Unlike Zoom, which capacity is free version to 40 minutes meeting. Of course, because it is inherently integrated with the other Google services. User with the existing Google account can readily start using Google Meet. The paid version actually came as a part of the apps and services within Google's Workspace for me this suite. Similar to the Microsoft Teams being a part of the entire Office 365 services of the Microsoft. With a starting price of $6 per month for each user for the basic plan, it is considerably cheaper than the best plan of the Zoom that costs $149.90 per year for each license. Another advantages by using the Google Meet is the productivity tools and integration with the other Google services. The key of using this platform over the messaging apps such as Google Hangout, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Viber and Telegram and other among others is that including the comprehensive tools for the productivity and interactivity. For example, the screen sharing feature allow a speaker to present and making a document, spreadsheet presentation or browse tab to participant. Another feature including the pooling for the real-time decision making, files and image sharing and text-based chat. It also integrated with a Google Contact and Google Calendar for one-click call or meeting participation. A paid version via a Google Workspace account unlock more features, including the real-time closed captioning using speech recognition, dial-in number from the selected countries, noise cancellation, and encrypted call. Part of that, considerably straightforward user experience and user interface is also another advantages by using the Google Meet. It is because while using the Google Meet, it's relatively easy to use. Joining the meeting is as simple as clicking the typing a link. The platform is also available via web app or dedicated natively app for Mac OS, Microsoft Windows, iOS, and iPad OS, and also including the Android operating system. Clicking a link will launch either a web browser that redirectly to the actual meeting or apps. Creating a meeting is also as simple as launching the platform, generating the link and sending the meeting link to participants via messaging apps, email, or more interestingly by creating an event in Google Calendar and send out the inviters to email reception in the contact list. The overall look or feel of the platform is clean and minimal. The developer designed Google Meet similar to the Google products and services. Thus, the user journey streamlines with the overall user experience of Google Workspace as well as free Google tools and apps. Another advantage is video and audio quality, overall performance and security. Note that the platform default is a 360 pixel resolution for both incoming and outgoing video feeds. However, the resolution is adjustable to 720 pixels. It is also interesting to note that the user can also individually change the resolution for the send and receiving the feeds, thereby giving them better control over their data consumption. It also handles conferences with a large participant considerably well, albeit with some occasional lag and hiccup. Of course, overall quality and performance depend on the factor to include internet speed and hardware capabilities of the device that run the platform. The overall performance remains robust with minimal performance issues comparable to the performance of the main competitors such as Zoom and Microsoft Teams. About the security is guaranteed through the established global IT infrastructure of Google. Note that the company follow internal and legal standards for safeguarding data privacy, digital properties, and the interests of the user base. It uses encryption to secure the video calls, brute force attack avoidance strategies, and multi-factor account authentication and recovery.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shabrina Binti Abdul Mutalib. And now I will present about the disadvantages of Google Meet. Firstly, the disadvantages of Google Meet is limited freedom of Google Meet. The abundance of tools and apps that are available in Google Workspace is clearly a significant of benefit using Google Meet. However, when compared to other video phone services and apps like Zoom, the list of capabilities should have been expanded and improved for far better productivity, engagement, and cooperation. And the second disadvantages of Google Meet is the sharing screen are restricted to one screen. Screen sharing is the one of the features available in Google Meet and make it easier to user to present their slide. But unfortunately, it only allows one share screen in one time, making participants need to wait if they want to use the share screen feature. For the next disadvantages is Google Meet display limited number of participants. In the tile view, Google Meet can only display only 6 or 16 participants at once. This different with other apps that apply the same feature such as Zoom and WebEx. In addition, Google Meet also have a limited audience. And the last disadvantages for Google Meet is hardware and system resources may be taxed. Apps are available for both iOS and iPad, as well as the Android 2 operating system, but there's no any specialist desktop application, so the user need to install it before using.
Google Meet user feathers. For the Google Meet user feathers, I would like to elaborate about their feathers. Google Meet popularity is mainly due to its reputation for being easy to use. Number 1. Adjustable layout and screen settings. This feathers, which is the Meet, will automatically switch the layout in a video meeting to display the most active content and participants. User can choose to have their video feed be a tile in the grid or a floating picture, which can be resized and repositioned. If user prefer not to see their self at all, they can easily minimize the feed and hide it from their own view entirely. Number 2. Video and audio preview screen. After user clicking the meeting code or link, user can adjust their camera and mic and see how they will look before entering the meeting. Google Meet adding the ability to replace user background with a video. Video background replacement can help user maintain privacy for what is behind the user while also making their video calls more fun. User will also get a preview of who has already joined the meeting. Feature number 3. Controls for meeting host. Anyone can easily pin, mute or remove participants. For privacy reasons, user cannot unmute another person. Ask them to unmute their audio. Other than that, for education accounts, only the meeting creator can mute or remove others. Number 4. Screen sharing with participants. User can present their entire screen or an application window to share presentation or collaborate on documents. User can be choose to show their entire screen, a specific window, or a Chrome tab. When users share a Chrome tab, they share that tab's audio by default. Number 5. Messaging with participants. Make meetings more engaging with live messaging during calls. To share files, link and other message with participants, click the chat icon. Any chat message sent before user join the Google Meet season will not be visible to user, and all messages disappears after they leave the virtual meeting. Last feature is bottom bar. Google Meet also update the bottom bar to make meeting easier to navigate. Google Meet consolidates all controls in one place. Meeting dials, include attachment, the participant list, chat or other activities are at the bottom right to create more vertical space for seeing people and content. The bottom bar is always visible, so user will never have to miss out on caption or guess whether user are on mute. It also moves the leave call button away from the camera and microphone buttons to prevent accidental hangouts.
Okay, next I'm going to explain about the user productivity by using Google Meet. So this kind of extended explanation on how Google Meet are helping users to be more productive during their meeting, online classes or their conference. So first of all, for the Google Meet, the productivity features that I able to see is first is the Jamboard. Jamboard of whiteboard is a digitalized version of whiteboard. So instead of writing with markers, so the user can use sticky notes. They can use different colors of markers. So this Jamboard is mostly be used for brainstorming in real time session. So the participant of the Google Meets the participant can brainstorming together because they cannot see face to face. And then next, for the next productivity features that I see is Google Meet allow the on call to be up to 24 hours call duration. So this feature is only available to one-to-one call because previously they are meant for G Suite members, and these features has been extended from September 2020 until the latest one is June 2022. Unfortunately, for this feature, for the group meetings, they need to pay $7.99 to subscribe the G Suite member, and then the call duration will only be until up to 55 minutes. Okay, next is Q&A sessions. So for the Q&A sessions, this features is increasing the user productivity because this can help participants to ask questions if they have questions without actually interrupt the moderator of the host when they are conducting the meeting of online classes. So besides that, this can also help students who are very embarrassed or very shy and when asking question real life, so they can only type during at the Q&A features. And then next, there is polls available for polls feature available in Google Meet. So for the polls features, this able to increase user productivity because they can discuss or vote online without actually have to tick one by one. So they can see this kind of polls features are very helping in increasing user productivity. And then for the 5 productivity of Google Meet is Google Meet are providing is high video quality. So even in low light, so if the user doesn't have a light ring, they doesn't have a light ring to give a very high definition, or they don't have expensive or good technology smartphones that allow to be the video to be in high HD. So the Google Meet are helping this type of user to be featured their pictures in a very high quality. So these features are in default and automatically. So user doesn't need to have to set every time they are going to the meeting. And then for the 6 is blur and images background. So for the blur and images background, it's increased productivity because some people can open their camera because of the background. So since we all stay at home, so some people, their house is not convenient for them to have an online meeting. So they often close their cameras because they want other people to see what's happening around them. So these features are very good because you can just blur or just put some images background that can help you still open your camera without actually have to see what's happening in your Shabrina. And then for the 7 productivity of Google Meet is the audio distraction. When we are having a good online classes, it's often we hear some of chicken sounds, like dogs. So these features that are available in Google Meet happen to be able to remove background noises. So they are reduce acoustic distractions such as typing noises, the background noises, and so on. So this can allow the user to actually speak up and open up their mic to speak, to ask questions or share their thoughts. This one can increase their productivity. And then for the 8 is layout view. So for the layout view, it's kind of tricky because when they can see other people's faces as well, because they cannot see the faces, they cannot see other people's faces face to face. So this tend to them for open up their cameras so they can see the other friends and they can take pictures or having a screenshot something. Then for the 9, productivity is join meeting for email. So the user can make can make the meeting and send it by email so other people can join them by linking on the email. So they not have to share the link on WhatsApp or whatever. They can make the official invitation by using email. And then lastly, for the productivity of Google Meet is screen sharing. This is important because now we are in the pandemic, so people need to see what you actually saying. So with screen sharing, you can share your screen. You can share your screen and show other people what you actually say. So so the participant will understand more. So what good about the Google Meet screen sharing is they can show your full screen. They can also show you by tab.
Hi, my name is Nora. I would like to explain about the introduction of Zoom. Zoom is a cloud-based video communication application that allows to set up a virtual video and audio conference, webinar, live chat, sharing screen and other collaborative capabilities. And it's not required an account to accept or to attend a Zoom meeting, and the platform is compatible with Mac, Windows, Linux, iOS and Android. There are two types of Zoom, with Zoom meeting and Zoom room. For Zoom meeting, we have referred to a video conferencing meeting that hosted using a Zoom, and we can join this meeting via webcam or phone. Meanwhile, a Zoom room is the physical setup that lets companies schedule and launch Zoom meeting from their conference room. And how does Zoom work is by choosing the plan with it. First is Zoom Basic. This is the platform most popular pricing tier, which makes sense considering it's free. This tier offers unlimited one-on-one meeting, but video conferences with more than 3 participants is limited on 40 minutes. For Zoom Pro, the Pro plan is ideal if you work to regularly conduct extended video call. Other than that is a Zoom Business, a pricing plan to make a collaboration easy for a small to mid-sized companies. The business tier requires at least 10 hosts, but what get in return is company branding on all invites. They can dedicate customer support and more features like auto-generated transcriptions. And lastly is Zoom Enterprise. This tier is designed for large businesses and sign up requires a minimum of at least 100 hosts. And Enterprise offer plenty of perks, including unlimited cloud storage, a dedicated customer success manager, and the capacity to host 500 people on a single call.
Advantage of using a Zoom meeting. Number 1, it can support the large audience. It can support until 10,000 participants, and it's good for using a seminar or last class. It also can host a webinar. Number 2, it can stream your meeting or webinar on Facebook, because Facebook is until 2 billion users per day. It's good from using Zoom for this class. Number 3, you can Zoom for free. Even though the free only 40 minutes long, it's very useful since this COVID-19 pandemic. Number 4, Google Calendar support. By using this support, we can remind everyone, including ourselves, to the next meeting. Number 5, easy to use. Everything is very intuitive to the next for both the person hosting the call and for everyone attending. This all thanks to the excellent interface platform developers have to use.
Next, I will continue for the disadvantages of Zoom. Firstly, the disadvantages of Zoom is too many subscriptions and add-ons. Zoom is an subscription-based service that is affordable for starter pack. Despite that, one subscription is never enough, and the user will add more add-ons, more features that they want to use or add in the Zoom. For instance, if they want to hosting a webinar with more than 5,000 participants, they need to add on more feature. The next of disadvantages of Zoom is a lack of commenting control. Zoom has lacked one features that can be benefit and important to everyone, such as the ability of delete a profile comment or comment filter feature. A private comment from an unresponsible person can bring devastated for public events. The third disadvantages of the Zoom is Zoom bombing. Zoom bombing is a new occurrence on the platform that occurs in Zoom for unwanted individuals crashing a conference call. The intruders usually will disturb other participants with inappropriate behavior by someone not affiliated with anyone on the call with the intention to disrupt it for fun. Next of disadvantages of Zoom is the HD video is not the standard. This is because Zoom can only support for 720p for the current speaker, differently with others platforms that can support until 1080p HD video quality. The last for the disadvantages of Zoom is the user need to download the application. Unlike other conferences platforms, Zoom are required to be downloaded first in order to use it because it doesn't work on all browsers.
Next is about Zoom meeting user features. Okay, number 1 is about HD video and audio. Zoom video conferencing apps can stream high quality HD audio and video that giving participants a great picture quality. And number 2 is it's audio only conferring. It's simply turn off when joining a meeting and use apps as you would without sharing a video. And number 3 is a cross-platform messaging. Okay, a Zoom video conferencing can be done using the desktop client, the mobile apps, and also the browser client. Okay, number 4 is a password protection. Individuals meetings can have password required, adding another level of security to your meetings. Last but not least is about a waiting room, which is with the waiting room features enabled on your meeting, participants that attempt to join your meeting will be funneled into a waiting room. Thank you.
Okay, next I'm going to explain about the productivity. So this is an extended explanation on how Zoom features are able to increase user productivity when having a video conference. So first is screen sharing. This feature is considered typical because there are so many other video conferences that has screen sharing, but this can allow the host or the organizer of the moderator can share what they actually meant to. Because, for example, they are explaining things about mathematics, so they are screen sharing, so they can see how the equation were made of. So this can increase user understanding about what the moderator is talking about. So, and then for the second is this calendar scheduling. So this is considered as to increase productivity because the host or the organizer can schedule the meeting, can schedule the meeting, and then the Zoom will send the invitation via the email. So this can increase user productivity because this can make people aware or about the day and time they need to be in the meeting. So if they have any plans on that day, they need to be arranged it on another day. And then next, for the step productivity that available in Zoom feature is meeting dine in and out. So this feature is very is considered functional with for people who cannot afford a laptop because Zoom can be both in the phone device and the laptop. So this is also convenient because for some people they need to travel. So but then they still need to be in the meeting. So what happens is they can dial the numbers and then call by using phones, and then can be in the meeting even they are in the cars. And then for the fourth features of productivity is waiting rooms. So this waiting room is considered increased user productivity because the host can decide whether they want the participant to be entered individually or they want the participant to be entered as a group. So this can when they are entered by the group, most of the time the audio and the video will be turned off automatically. So there is increased user productivity as they as they sometimes they accidentally open their mics and disturbing the conference. And then for the fifth features is the Zoom allow the video recording with the storage option. So the meeting can be record locally or they automatically upload it in the Zoom cloud. So this storage option can give user to centralize the access to meeting records and make it ideal for business. So they don't need to use their devices storage, and they can use up the cloud Zoom storage. And then for the 6 features that increase user productivity is breakout rooms. So breakout room is where people is when they are having a conference, but they need to discuss by group, so they can go to other breakout rooms to explain between them and then come back to the main meeting. So that's increased productivity, as they don't need to end the call, go to the other meeting, and then dial back into the meeting. 7 is the whiteboard. So this feature is same as the Google Meet just now, but the whiteboard is also considered in Zoom is also considered fun, because people can write, people can see, so other people can enter and brainstorming as well. Then is virtual hand raising and emotional and reaction. So this is considered increased user productivity is because when the moderator or the organizer say something and they want to upload them, so they can use these reactions emojis to show that they are uploading them. It actually has to interrupt the host and organization talk. So beside that, there are also raise hand features. This one is considered increased user productivity because it's one of the polite way to ask question without actually has to interrupt the host. And then for the 9 is personal meeting room with custom meeting IDs. So this is considered increased user productivity because users have access to their personal meeting rooms, so they can do whatever they want. They can reschedule the meeting, and it's also ideal for business application as it provides a regular place to meet with the team members who meet regularly, so they can make schedule for the other team. And then lastly, for user productivity in Zoom feature is file sharing. This is important because if you want to send a notes, if you want to save some file, PDF or something, video something, so you can actually send it to via the text box and everyone will get it.
In conclusion, the existence of this Google Meet is simplify user to implement their work, learning and others' purpose. And as the immigrants of its use, Google Meet has upgrades more feature to make it more diversity to its user. Google Meet also support things 100, 150 and 250 participants depending on the selected plans. Google Meet has a competitor such as Zoom Cloud Meetings. Therefore, Google Meet need to maintain the service and future with more competence. Further, it is essential to highlight that Google Meet is precise applications that allow their user to initiate and implement their work in online method and engage social interactions. To sum up, it is hoped that Google Meet can view as an excellent and worthy application that helps to ease user and provide a beneficial towards society that they use the Google Meet application.
Next is I would like to present about the conclusion of Zoom meeting. Zoom meeting, it might be pro and cons, but if we can adapt and follow the guidelines and recommendations on securing Zoom, it will be easy for us. Moreover, as this cumulative use of high performance technology expands, there will be more people utilizing the video conferencing service due to its extreme convenience in establishing face-to-face conversation. By establishing more of a presence through social media, growing in use not just for business or classroom, but seeking the convenience of a teleconferencing service. But for people utilizing their well-built service, most importantly, take every opportunity to connect with your friends, family members, neighbors, co-workers, and others in your community. It is clear that the human race is always stronger when we work together.
Conclusion. During this COVID-19 pandemic, most services we find it especially for students, whether at school, university or kindergarten, as well uses Zoom and Google Meet. There are many advantages and disadvantages using Zoom and Google Meet. This platform mostly the top video conference, either in business, teaching or hosting meeting and webinar, also hold a conference. Zoom founded in 2011, having different functions such as HD video and audio, dial-in option, breakout room, meeting recording and screen sharing. At the same time, Zoom also can offer with a free service and can host meeting with up 100 participation in 40 minutes. Besides that, for Google Meet is the premium Google Video Chat video or call apps. It's the same as the Zoom, which is serving video, audio and text chats for everyone with Google account. The famous Google Meet function is unlimited meeting with 100 participation, text chat, screen share, security and many more. Basically, you can see that both Zoom and Google Meet having a similar function that are available, and all the function important whether in teaching and business. Conclusion, whether Zoom and Google Meet, it depends on the user, but most teaching platforms are using Google Meet because the security and privacy issue and also the data using. In this teaching platform, Google Meet is the most likely can fulfill the productivity for students and other professional users and more versatile. That's all from me. Thank you.